In small island developing states like those of the OECS, sustainable land use and management requires a balancing act. The results of an unbalanced approach to land use planning and management can be seen everywhere, from unplanned settlement communities where poor drainage, land slippage, and impossible access by essential services place pressure on residents and authorities, to burgeoning hotel projects which give scant regard to their devastating effects on the environment. The OECS Secretariat, under its Environment and Sustainable Development portfolio, is seeking to mobilize financial and technical resources that would build the capacities in all member states to secure the equitable distribution and sustainability of land resources across all sectors. The central challenge for the OECS is to ensure high levels of environmental quality that maximize opportunity for economic development for present and future generations without compromising the integrity of the environment itself. Tourism is the main economic stay of all the OECS islands, contributing a combined total of 8.55% to the GDP in 2008. At the same time, the tourism sector is known to have among the worst impacts on the environment, which is compounded by the allocation of resources to tourism developments that ignore the requirements and need of other sectors, often to the detriment of the growth potential of the critical sectors. Pristine coastal areas are often permanently scarred by sprawling resorts, resulting in the loss of vital agricultural lands, the destruction of wetlands vital to marine life, and lost access to beaches. In the small islands of the OECS, sustainable land use presents unique challenges because of the tremendous competition across sectors for the limited space available for growth. The unplanned conversion of arable lands into other uses is hindering the ability of the islands to provide locally grown foods for an ever-increasing population. Given the rising prices of food on the world market, this has serious implications for the agricultural sector in the region. With the loss of preferential markets for bananas, tourism development has become the preferred alternative for land use in the OECS countries. However, the ad hoc manner in which lands are allocated for tourism does not consider the long-term impact of the unbridled growth in that sector against the requirements of other critical sectors. In fact, the cumulative impacts of tourism on the natural environment are often not factored into the planning for the expansion of that sector. In this context, development requires making decisions that can successfully strike a balance between the limited carrying capacity of fragile small island ecosystems and the need to achieve economic growth and sustainability. The OECS Secretariat sees several approaches in targeting the many areas of concern, beginning with policy and legislative adjustments. Tourism, agriculture, water supply, fisheries, recreational activities, housing, health and education are all linked to environmental sustainability. Policies should specify long-term land use targets to be in line with the broad development objectives of each country. The essence of sustainability requires that planning today integrates long-term future needs. The OECS Secretariat is working towards establishing comprehensive national frameworks that will support the long-term development vision for future generations. Specific land use requirements will be mapped out for each sector following an assessment of land capabilities, population growth expectations, and the country's development goals. This land use zoning will be bound by legislation and will form the foundation on which economic growth and sustainable development in the OECS will be achieved.